The Galactic Council's chamber fell silent as Ambassador Zethkar of the Hegemony delivered his verdict. His crystalline form pulsed with authoritative light as he addressed the assembly of the galaxy's most advanced civilizations. The species designation human from the Sol system has been evaluated, Zethkar announced, his voice resonating through the vast dome. Classification primitive, technology level, Bronze Age equivalent. Recommendation: quarantine for another 1,000 cycles until they develop proper civilization. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. The Valthari delegation nodded their elongated heads, while the machine consciousness of the Nexus Collective processed the data with cold efficiency. It was a familiar scene, another backwater species deemed unworthy of galactic society. Their metallurgy is crude, continued Veltara, the Council's chief anthropologist. Her holographic display showed images of Earth cities. They still burn fossil fuels. Their computing systems are laughably primitive, silicon-based semiconductors. They haven't even mastered quantum consciousness transfer. High Counselor Thaneris, eldest of the Eternal Assembly, raised a weathered hand. The decision is unanimous. Earth shall remain isolated until they prove worthy of contact. What the Council didn't know was that Dr. Sarah Chen had been listening. 3 months earlier, Earth's most brilliant engineer had detected the Council's surveillance drones through an experimental gravitational wave detector she'd built in her garage. While the galaxy watched humanity through their advanced sensors, they missed the 23-year-old prodigy who had accidentally stumbled upon their observation network. Sarah had spent weeks decoding their transmissions, learning their language and understanding their technology. When she heard the Council's verdict, she smiled grimly and opened her laptop. The same primitive device the aliens had mocked. "Aria, initiate Project Revelation," she whispered to her AI assistant. "Confirmed, Dr. Chen. All systems are green." The Council was in the middle of discussing trade routes when every screen in their chamber flickered. The sophisticated holographic displays powered by zero-point energy and quantum processors suddenly showed a simple blue screen with white text. "Hello, Galactic Council. This is Earth." Chaos erupted. Security protocols activated as the Council's most advanced cyber warfare specialists scrambled to trace the intrusion. The Nexus Collective's machine minds worked at light speed, deploying countermeasures that had never failed against any known threat. The blue screen remained unchanged. "Impossible," whispered Zethkar. "Our quantum encryption is mathematically unbreakable." The screen flickered and Sarah's face appeared, young, determined, and smiling. Behind her, the cluttered chaos of her workshop was visible. Circuit boards, 3D printers, and what appeared to be a fusion reactor built from salvaged parts. "Hi there," Sarah said casually. "Dr. Sarah Chen, MIT class of 2089. I've been monitoring your little spy network for weeks. Nice tech, by the way, though your security protocols have some interesting vulnerabilities." High Counselor Thaneris leaned forward, his ancient eyes wide. "How is this possible?" "Our systems are protected by quantum entanglement locks." Sarah grinned. "Yeah, about that. Quantum entanglement is predictable if you map the probability matrices correctly. I wrote an algorithm that treats your unbreakable encryption like a Sudoku puzzle. Took my laptop about 6 minutes to crack." She held up a device no larger than her palm. "This is a quantum interference generator I built from smartphone components and some rare earth magnets. Cost me about $40. It's currently spoofing your entire sensor array." The Valthari delegate's voice cracked with disbelief. $40? "Oh, and about that primitive classification, check your orbital stations." The Council's displays suddenly showed feeds from their own monitoring. Posts around Earth, every single station was now broadcasting the same message in perfect galactic standard. "Property of Earth Engineering Corps. Thanks for the free satellites." Veltara's holographic form flickered as she accessed the station's diagnostic systems. They've turned our observation posts into relay networks. "Our own technology is now working for them." Sarah nodded approvingly. "We've been reverse engineering your gear for months. Fascinating stuff, though, I have to say. You guys seriously over-engineer everything. Your faster-than-light communicators use about 1,000 times more energy than necessary. We've already improved the efficiency by 300%. She gestured to someone off-screen. "Tom, show them the prototype." A bearded man wheeled in what looked like a bicycle with various devices attached. This is our FTL communication array, Sarah explained. Built mostly from bicycle parts and components from a microwave oven. Range about 50 light years. Power consumption 12 watts. We've got 17-year-old kids building these in high school shop class. The chamber fell dead silent. Your quantum processors are impressive, Sarah continued, but they're way too complex. We've been experimenting with biological quantum computers, essentially growing processors using modified bacteria. They're self-repairing, self-replicating, and about 10,000 times more efficient than your manufactured versions. Zethkar's crystalline form had dimmed to barely a flicker. This cannot be. Oh, it gets better, Sarah said cheerfully. We've also solved that little dark matter problem that's been bugging your physicists for the last few millennia. Turns out you've been looking at it backwards. Dark matter isn't a particle. It's a wave function collapse state. We figured it out using some equations we derived from studying soap bubbles. She paused, her expression growing serious. Here's the thing, Council. You've spent millions of years building the most advanced civilization in the galaxy, but you've also become comfortable. Complacent, you've forgotten how to innovate with limited resources. Sarah held up a small device that seemed to bend light around itself. This is a prototype cloaking device. Built it last Tuesday using metamaterials and some creative programming. According to your own technology assessments, this should be impossible for a primitive species to create. High Counselor Thainris slowly stood, his voice barely a whisper. What do you want from us? Sarah's smile softened. Partnership. Not as subjects to be judged, but as equals who might have different approaches to the same problems. We humans are really good at making something from nothing. You're really good at refining and perfecting. Imagine what we could accomplish together. The chamber remained silent for long minutes. Finally, Thainris spoke. Dr. Chen, would you and your colleagues be willing to address the full council? It seems we have much to discuss. Sarah's grin returned. We'd be honored. Fair warning, though. My colleague Dr. Martinez has some ideas about improving your faster-than-light travel that you're probably going to find pretty exciting. He's been experimenting with folding space-time using nothing but gravity wells and really precise timing. As the transmission ended, the council sat in stunned silence. They had spent eons believing that advanced technology required advanced civilization. Earth's engineers had just proven them spectacularly wrong. The age of human ingenuity was about to begin,